Welcome back to Grow Joyfully. I'm out in the pasture garden today and it's been a few days. It's time to harvest some tomatoes, so let's get started. This is the first time they've grown so close to each other on the hoop. So that's kind of exciting. I wonder if they will meet in the middle. We have a yellow zucchini and a regular green zucchini here, but this soil is so poor that they're not doing well. We were just gonna experiment and see if we could get something to grow here, but it obviously needs to be amended and added to greatly. Here's a couple of loofah gourds growing. Same thing, the ground is just not rich enough. A whole row of Bright Lights Cosmos. And this is supposed to be, I think, one of those pink spaghetti squash plants. We'll see what we get. It's all full of weeds, and you know what? I don't care. You can still pick vegetables and herbs and things through the weeds because there's only so many hours in a day. It's nice and cool out this morning. There's quite a bit of smoke. I can't decide whether it's because somebody's burning something locally on their property or if it's the fires kicking up. But we have some dill right here that I'm going to take in today because I have to make some more pickles. I've got so many cucumbers. It has to be done. We still have the zucchini plants hanging in there. I think my daughter picked them yesterday, so we don't have any today. And the poor tomato plants. They look so awful. This is an Amish paste. This is the worst they've ever looked. I did make up some yeast fertilizer that Krista from Almost a Green Acre recommended, and Angel from Angel's podcast recommended. So I'm going to try that, see if we can bring any life back to them. Again, we can't decide whether they've been watered too much or not enough. Look at the size of this one. The thing about these tomatoes is that they've been getting ripe on places like this and not here. I'm assuming that's sun scald. But whatever it is, it's not happy. But look at the size of some of these Amish paste. So I just take them in and cut off the part that's still kind of green or yellowy and crunchy and throw it to the chickens or the compost. And then I just put the rest in the pot to make sauce. More orange Russolini. Berkeley tie-dye. I think it's the last year for me to grow these. They always split. They're not overly wonderful and awe-inspiring. It was fun to grow them a few years, but I don't think I'm going to do it again. One thing I wanted to announce today are the winners for the 10 seed packets for 3 people. I did the draw. I tried to download an app that would randomly pick 3 names, and I had so much trouble with it. Sometimes I'm not so tech savvy. But what I did was wrote the names out on a piece of paper, cut them up, tried to keep them all the same size, put them in a bowl, and I picked them. And I wasn't going to include my Canadian friends just because of the cost of postage, but I did. So the Canadian and US viewers, I've put your name in a bowl and pulled them out randomly. And the winners of this draw are Grandma Sandy, Janita at Janita's Well Wishes, and Krista at Almost a Green Acre. Congratulations to you all. I will include my email address in the description, and I really need you to send me to email me your mailing address so I can get these seeds to you. Thanks for participating. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for the exciting 500 subscribers. And don't forget that when we get up to 1,000 subscribers, I will choose one name for the granite ware water bath canner. So that's pretty exciting. You guys are great. You support me. I appreciate you more than I can say. So those are the winners for the draw. Grandma Sandy, Janita, and Krista. Krista at Almost a Green Acre. So I will include my email in the show notes, like I said. And you need to email me and send me your mailing address, and I'll get those to you. Thanks again, guys. You're wonderful. It's 61 degrees on August 27th. A little bit nippy this morning, but it feels good. Some of these are growing okay. This is supposed to be a dad's sunset. And I don't know if I'm getting some of these varieties that are crossing, but a dad's sunset is usually just very bright yellow. But these are tomatoes. I'm not going to stress, right? They make sauce, they're food, they're delicious, so it works. It doesn't matter if they cross-pollinate and you get some different kind. The important thing is that they grow and that you can make food with them. I use this row as my test patch, and I put the yeast fertilizer on it just today, the 27th. So we will see if these respond and start looking better. I have great hopes for it. I really hope it works. But the reason I chose this row is because there's so many big fruits on these. Oh, look at that over there. Yeah, I'm going to get some tomatoes. I should be fine. Look at this one. This is a big rainbow. I'm going to get that out today. It's kind of stuck in there. Large barred boar. Will I grow this again? I don't know. I like it better than the Berkeley tie-dye, and they are similar, but I'm not completely crazy about it. It's my first year to grow it, so maybe I'll give it another year. And giant crimson, which isn't very giant. The story's still coming on that, I promise. Let's see. And that is a Kellogg's breakfast that we planted after a plant here died. I don't think we're going to get anything from it, but we did it just for fun, because believe me, we had plenty of plants. And this is a yellow brandywine that we taste tested the other day. So far I am very impressed. Take a look at the size of some of these tomatoes. I'm being overcome by this pumpkin here, so it's gonna be hard to get past. But look at the size of some of these tomatoes. That's usually what I get every year. Beautiful, huge, gorgeous beefsteak tomatoes. They don't look too bad. The plants look a little bit better than those over there, so I'm not sure what's going on. But here's some more. This is a Tiffin Mennonite over here. I have the tags on every other side because we planted every other side just to be able to get more in. Granny Cantrell, it's only the second or third year for that, and this is the biggest they've ever been. Anna Russian. Some of them are splitting, but I've never been disappointed in the Anna Russian. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's obviously a paste tomato. Look at the size of some of these fruits. And this is a Jubilee, and I think it must have gotten its top knocked off because it's trying to grow a top back. And it has fruit down here. And this looks like heck. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's growing monsters. It's a yellow oxheart. My first year to successfully grow a yellow oxheart, but is this successful? They're huge, but they're so split, and I don't know. They look kind of strange, but tomatoes are tomatoes, right? And we can make things out of them. For its aesthetic value, the indigo apple is really fun. They're not very big. This is the biggest one for definite sure. It's caught right there in the crook. I'm gonna let it, I could take it in and let this get redder. Good morning, George. But take a look at the dirt and filth and stuff. And this has a drip system from the bottom. I'm assuming this is from the air quality. It's kind of alarming. But indigo apple is a conversation piece, that's for sure. I get to go to a water park with some of my grandkids today, so I have to hurry up, and I just need to make about 12 quarts of tomato sauce and 12 quarts of pickles, and I need to be ready and gone in about 2.5 hours. No problem, I've got this, right? Wrong. I make harvesting more work than I need to, but I'm curious as to the total weight that I get of the tomatoes and what variety I have, because for like this pineapple, this is the smallest my pineapple's ever been. Last year I got a 2.6 pounder, but this year it doesn't look like it. That's okay. But I like to save the seeds, and that's why I have a scale, my notebook, and I write it all down and try to keep them separate. And believe me, that's difficult when you have a bunch of yellow tomatoes, but I do know that that's Dr. Wychee's. This is pineapple. So I'd better get on the stick. I've got a lot to do. If you remember from an earlier video, I was sad that my black brandywine tomato plant had died over there by the indigo apple tomato plant, but this one is a black brandywine. They are turning out the color of like a Cherokee purple or a black crim so far, but there's a pretty one right there, and I'm so glad that I do have another plant. And here's a pink oxheart, the ones that had the blossom end rot, but they're looking okay. Looks like I have a chicken that's caught, so I'm gonna have to go free her. All better. Now she's free. You guys are noisy. I know, I get it. I'm really liking the delicious tomatoes this year, although this one is split. They're supposed to be a bright red, but they look more like a Paul Robeson, and they're more brick or terracotta colored. So it could possibly not even be a true variety. But whatever it is, I'm loving it. I'm over here on this cucumber wall, picking even more cucumbers out here in the wild jungle in the garden. That's out in the pasture garden. It's amazing, so green, lush and crazy. German pink, and so far this year I've had beautiful German pinks. That's a nice variety to grow. They get very big and beautiful. I highly recommend it. I think I'll include this in the taste test that I do next. I'm out in the main garden just for a second to do a quick sign off. I'm going to try to get in 7 quarts of pickles before I have to go. It's been lovely talking to you, visiting with you. Look at the craziness in here. Everything's beautiful, everything's growing. I have to pick some grape leaves, and I just picked some basil to dry in the dehydrator, some dill to put in the pickles, and I'm going over here to get some grape leaves to help make the pickles crisper, or so the word on the street is. So I'm going to grab some of these. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to wish you a lovely day and grow joyfully. We'll see you next time.